Unsolved 1961. The case of 27-year-old Bridget Logan McHugh. Bridget McHugh was found dead in a coal cellar 40 years after her murder. 3 people were charged for her murder in 2003, but only convicted of perverting the course of justice. When they were arrested, they all blamed each other. It was said that Bridget McHugh had been murdered between 31st November 1961 and February 1962, and that her husband and some relatives had then buried her. The 4 people said to have been involved were, ages as of 2003, Bridget McHugh's husband, a bus driver, 68 years old, Bridget McHugh's husband's lover, 63 years old, a man, since dead, the man's wife, also Bridget McHugh's husband's sister, 61 years old. The man's daughter, page 3 model, said that her father confessed to murdering Bridget McHugh. However, Bridget McHugh's husband and his lover blamed the man's wife. When the man's wife was asked why she thought that they had blamed her, she said, probably to save their own skin. At the inquest, Bridget McHugh's husband and his lover refused to answer questions. When the man's wife was asked what had happened, she said, I don't know what happened, only that she vanished. Bridget McHugh had been from the Glasgow area and at the time of her murder had been living at 50 Amherst Park in Hackney, which has since been redeveloped, and Joseph Court now stands in its place. She had lived there with her 2 young daughters and a son. It was heard that before coming to London she had been living in Northern Ireland in the early 1960s, but had come to London in order to track her husband down, who had been living there with his mistress. Her skeletal remains were found in February 2002 in the coal cellar of the house at 15A St Luke's Road, Notting Hill, by the police after they received a tip-off, and it was thought that she had been murdered there. Her remains were found with an electrical flex wrapped around her neck and torso. Her body had been sliced in 2. However, her cause of death could not be determined. Bridget McHugh would have been either 27 or 28 when she was murdered. She was not reported missing until May 2000, when one of their daughters approached the police. At the trial in 2003, the court heard that the man had killed her after his wife had found him in bed with her, and that the man and his wife and Bridget McHugh's husband had then buried her in the cellar. The man's wife had been Bridget McHugh's husband's sister. However, Bridget McHugh's husband's lover said that it had been the man's wife that had murdered Bridget McHugh. She said that the man's wife and Bridget McHugh had shared a single bed at the Amherst Road property in Hackney and had had a row one night, and that the argument had continued after they had got into bed. She said that she then later woke up to find the man's wife standing by her bed, and that she then said to her, Bridget is dead. Bridget McHugh's husband's lover said that she had been horrified by the confession and had taken Bridget McHugh's children away, and that when she had returned, Bridget McHugh's body had gone, and that Bridget McHugh's husband told her, Bridget is dead, the man's wife done it. The court heard that Bridget McHugh's body was kept in a cupboard for a few days, after which the man and Bridget McHugh's husband put it in a van and drove it across London to 15A St Luke's Road in Notting Hill, and that when they arrived, the man told Bridget McHugh's husband to leave the body with him and that he would deal with it. 15A St Luke's Road had been a single 3-storey terraced house at the time, but was later converted into flats in the 1970s by a housing association. The basement flat beneath which Bridget McHugh's body had been buried had been occupied by a man since 1977. In 2003, he said, the police came last year and erected a big tent over the cellar. I have lived here all these years, and it is shocking to think that I was walking past a dead body every day for so long. I still can't believe it happened here. Bridget McHugh's husband was jailed for 3 years for perverting the course of justice. He had 11 children. At Bridget McHugh's inquest in July 2003, the coroner returned a verdict of unlawful killing. Nothing more is known about what happened, and the exact details of her murder will probably never be known.